Good morning, guys. Today's Sunday, December 3rd, so we have the class, Olivera Hair. Nino's gonna come in for a class. He's gonna teach a couple of students about shear work, about fading, about all that stuff, and also the barbers at the shop. We're all gonna take a class with him because it's important to always continue learning. Like, never think that you know everything. Remember that the more you learn, the more you earn. So there's a lot of things that I don't know and I want to learn, so that's why it's important for you, even if you've been cutting for years, to continue your education and continue to improve yourself. You know, that's what makes you become better. Who's here? The one and only.
Yo, what's up, bro? What's going on? What's up, bro?
How are you?
It's getting cold.
Yeah, no, bro, you should have told me.
What, about my hair?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm letting you. Saludos de tijera.
What's up?
What up? Got a DJ, turntables.
DJ Olivera in the house.
What's up, bro?
Nino comes to a cutting class without a haircut.
I'm just letting it ride. I have a lot of space. Oh, awesome, bro. Thank you. We don't have a lot of space. You know what I mean? So
Olivera pen. Oh, I think this is perfect. I'm gonna get my stuff. Nino's here, how's that? We're waiting for Danny, for Joseph to get here. I'm gonna set up the cameras. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to record the haircut, and then I'm gonna do like me recording the rest. So that's what I think is gonna happen. We'll see how it works out, because I'm trying to see where I'm gonna set up the tripod. So for this class, we actually try to record one of the hairstyles that Nino did, but unfortunately we had some technical problems where the microphone wasn't working and the camera didn't record the whole haircut. So I try to do my best to show you guys this hairstyle, and I want to try to explain to you kind of what he did. So the first thing that he did, how you guys can see, is he parted the top from the sides. He actually took a section, the recession, and then he kind of pulled that hair out the same graduation, just to kind of create the shape of it. And it's actually a good way to eliminate weight if you want to. So this is called a block graduation. So pretty much he did the same, kind of creating a square all around the head. This is going to create that square shape that we want for this type of hairstyle. With these hairstyles, actually, I don't know if you guys have seen it on Instagram, but people that do this type of hairstyles, a lot of them are in Europe, and they kind of leave a lot of the weight on the sides, and I think this is what creates that gray shape. You know, like here in the US, we tend to blend everything all the way to the top, but with what I've seen from the kind of like European hairstyles, they kind of tend to leave more weight on the sides. So I think for this hairstyle, I think leaving the weight on the sides a little bit, kind of creating that line, I think is great, and it kind of gives it like a different look. After finishing cutting the sides, he started cutting the top. So what he did, he parted the top hair into 3 horizontal sections. The middle section is actually going to be kind of our guideline for this type of hairstyle. So it's very important that you make sure that you create like clean sections. Clean sections are everything when you cut in the top. Make sure the hair is wet, throughout, and just make sure that you can create a perfect line so you can actually know what you're doing. So here you can see he's gonna create a square, so he's pulling the hair all the way up and kind of cutting the hair. That's gonna be the first guideline. He's gonna follow that guide all the way to the front. Remember, when you start getting closer to the front, to over direct the front so you can actually create a actual square, because remember, the front of the head, like by the forehead, is actually a lower point than the crown. So we want to make sure that we actually over directing the hair to actually create the square that we want. After he was done with previous section, then what he did, he kind of parted the hair right in the middle. This is called profile parting. So what he's going to do is going to give us like two sides of the head, to say it like that. So then, but we already have that guideline in the middle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a small horizontal sections, and then you're going to follow that guideline that you create in the middle all the way through the top of the head. After done with the top, then the next step is to blow dry the hair. We want to blow dry the hair forward. I mean, you can actually kind of blow dry a little bit to the side first, how he's doing it here, and then blow dry to the other side, and then kind of blow dry forward. So like that, actually the hair kind of lays down the way we want it to. So make sure that the hair is completely dry. The reason for this is because in my opinion, when you texture hair, you want to make sure that it's all dry. I think this gives you a more accurate look to how the hair is going to look when you're done. And also in this case, Nino started from the top to create this haircut, so he has to do the fade now. So I mean, in my opinion, the clippers cut better when the hair is dry. For this hairstyle, Nino is going to do like a mid to high fade. The reason why I say mid to high fade is because like me, Nino likes to spread out his fades a lot. So sometimes for some people might look like a mid fade, for some people might look like a high fade. So this is the reason why I said mid to high. So after he created his first guideline using the machine with a lever close, then he's creating his second guideline. It was gonna be with a number 2. How you guys can see what he's doing with the number 2 with the lever close is that he's taking that machine all the way to where he created his first guideline with scissors. Remember, if you guys remember on the beginning of the tutorial, he created a block graduation all around the head, and this is where he's kind of fading that number 2 guard into the block graduation. We try to maintain that weight. We want to keep that weight on the sides, so you guys can see kind of there's like a little line there, but that's what we want to maintain that. So after that, he's using the trimmer to kind of like bolt out the bottom, and also an electric shaver to do that. After that, just start fading from the number 2 all the way to 0. So you will use the 1.5, then the 1, then the wax 16 if you use it, and then we'll erase the skin line. Pretty much what you guys learn all the way in my tutorials. So this is one of the parts where the video kind of got messed up, so I couldn't record the rest of the fade, but that's pretty much what he did. He just kind of just fade from the number 2 to all the way to 0. So here what he's doing, he's kind of creating an asymmetrical fringe. So kind of cutting one side on an angle, and the other side he's gonna cut it on a shorter angle. This is just to create like a very cool, super edgy look. It's important to notice how precise he is with the shears, and part of this is because he's only moving one blade. How you can see, he's using his thumb to move only one blade. This allows for precision. Also, he's combing the hair down and kind of cutting on a natural fall. This will ensure that when the hair is you don't have any product, or even if you have product, the hair is always gonna look like that, and it's gonna create that straight line. Part of the class was to teach everyone about beard sculpturing, and Nino is great at this. He's part of the Maestros Classics team, and now many will say that he's actually the face of the company. So yeah, so here he's teaching us how he uses the blow dryer to kind of like smooth down the hair, kind of take some of the curls out, to say it like that, so it makes it easier to sculpture. What he does first is that he sprays a little bit of hairspray, and then after the hairspray helps the hair kind of stay still and not move anywhere with when you're trying to cut it, so it kind of like makes it more precise. So now he uses like a free hand technique, really, just to kind of sculpture the beard and kind of give it the look that he wants. It's important to ask the client how much they want to cut, if they want to cut a lot of it and not too much of it, and then kind of go from there. Also look at the client's head shape, and face shape, and see what will look best for them. What type of shape? Is it going to be a triangle? Is it going to be a circle, kind of like a round shape, or is it going to be like a more square look? Okay, in this case, it kind of went for like a more like kind of square with a triangle on the front. How you guys can see, the front is a little longer. This kind of makes the face kind of look like a little more defined, which is great, and that's what many guys want. The one thing I do want to say is that make sure you're not making any holes on people's beards. This is not an easy thing to do. It's not hard either, but it does require practice. So please make sure that you're not making holes. If you're not sure how to do it, or if you need to practice, then just start cutting little by little first, and then go to create the shape that you want. After he was done with the beard, then he added some styling powder to kind of just style the hair, kind of like lift the hair up. And after he used like a clay to style the hair. For in this occasion we use milk products, which is what we use here at the shop. And I will use something with like no shine or very little shine, just to kind of create that I just got out of bed look, and I look super cool like this always type of look. And that's what we want for this hairstyle, in my opinion. You can style whatever you want, but I think this type of product complements the look that we're going for. The video, guys, I'm sorry that we couldn't record the whole thing, but as I said, we had some technical problems, but I hope that it was helpful. If you guys like the video, don't forget to subscribe, to like it, and to give me your comments. And also don't forget to follow Nino. I'm gonna leave his Instagram in the description, so you can actually click on it and watch some of the stuff that he does. He's an incredible hairstylist and barber. He's a sponsor, and I will say the face of Maestros Classic. So I think he's definitely a person worth following if you're into barbering and hair as a whole. And that's about it, guys. Thank you for everything. I'll see you guys on the next one.